He's often called England's national poet. He has inspired generations of artists, actors, directors. In 2016, Google celebrated his 400th death anniversary. Every year in April, we celebrate World Shakespeare Day. But who was William Shakespeare? How did he become so important? What makes him special? Stick around as we unpack the story of the greatest playwright who ever lived. One thing's for sure, Shakespeare changed how we use language and how we view ourselves. Through his plays and poems, he made us laugh, cry, think, and feel more deeply. Some say he was a genius, others a madman. Some say he was everything. William Shakespeare, the name that echoes through centuries. His words, his wisdom, and his wonder have shaped not just literature, but the human soul itself. But before we begin, remember to hit that subscribe button below and press the bell icon to get notified when we publish new videos. Now let's dive into the life of this legendary man. 1. The soul of a poet. Poet John Dryden once said Shakespeare had the largest and most comprehensive soul of any poet. He used over 24,000 words in his plays and poems, more than any writer in English history. That's not just vocabulary, that's vision. Shakespeare's range is staggering. He wrote comedies like A Midsummer Night's Dream, tragedies like Hamlet, histories like Henry V, and romances like The Tempest. Plus, there are sonnets and poems. This isn't just about big words. It's about big emotions, big stories, and making us see the world in a new way. 2. His masterpieces. Shakespeare gave us Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello, King Lear, and more. His characters are like family, returning again and again. Think of Romeo and Juliet, the star-crossed lovers, or Richard III, the villainous king. These stories aren't just from long ago. They're part of us. They make us question, doubt, dream, and even scheme. If you know these tales, you know Shakespeare. But if you haven't heard them, well, it's time for a night in with the Bard. You can watch or read him, but either way, you won't be the same. 3. From Stratford to the stage. Born in 1564 in Stratford upon Avon, Shakespeare received a solid education. He learned Latin, Greek, and history, enough to fill his plays with vivid details. But what really made him special wasn't his schooling, it was his gift for words. Around 1587, Shakespeare left Stratford and headed to London. There he met fellow actors and playwrights. Soon he was acting in plays, writing his own scripts, and even directing shows. London was buzzing with activity back then. People crowded around makeshift stages to watch these traveling players perform. Shakespeare jumped right in. By age 26, he was part of an acting group, and by 30, he was famous. That's a quick rise to fame, even by today's standards. 4. The business side. Now, here's something you might not expect. Shakespeare was smart with money. While some artists struggle financially, Shakespeare built his family's reputation and wealth. That's a combo not seen every day. He invested in property, bought shares in companies, and even owned part of a theater, the Globe. Unlike many of his fellow playwrights, he didn't leave behind personal writings like diaries or letters, so we're left wondering about the man behind the mask. But one thing's clear, Shakespeare knew the value of his work. That business sense helped preserve his plays, unlike those of many other writers of the time. 5. The First Folio. After Shakespeare's death in 1616, 2 of his friends and fellow actors, Edward Blount and John Hemingis, did something remarkable. 7 years after his passing, they gathered his plays and poems and published them in one book. Today, we call it the First Folio. Back then, it was a hefty collection of 36 plays, nearly half of what Shakespeare wrote. Without this folio, we might have lost many of his masterpieces. Imagine a world without Hamlet, Macbeth, or King Lear. It's hard, isn't it? That's the impact of one man's decision. Blount and Hemmings not only preserved Shakespeare's legacy, but also gave readers a window into the mind of a genius. 6. Subscribe. Do you find these stories intriguing? Do you want to know more about fascinating figures who shaped our world? Then hit that subscribe button right now and join our community of learners. You'll get to explore incredible lives, groundbreaking innovations, and historical events that have left their mark on human history. With every click, you'll delve deeper into the stories that define our past and present. So why wait? Click that subscribe button and embark on a journey of discovery with us. Don't miss out on any of our upcoming episodes. 7. The Wordsworth Anecdote. William Wordsworth, a famous romantic poet, once claimed, Anyone could write like Shakespeare if they had a mind to. He saw Shakespeare as so simple to imitate that he believed anyone could do it. Now, this sounds quite arrogant considering Shakespeare's unparalleled talent. However, Wordsworth's comment touches upon a crucial aspect of Shakespeare's brilliance. His writing, despite its complexity and depth, appears effortless. This is what makes him so influential. When Charles Lamb, another prominent English writer, heard this, he couldn't resist a witty reply. He said, "All that's lacking is, apparently, the mind." And with that, he dismissed Wordsworth's notion. In essence, Lamb highlighted the uniqueness of Shakespeare's genius. To be able to write like Shakespeare requires an extraordinary mind, something not everyone possesses. 8. Legacy and language. Shakespeare's influence is everywhere, in theater, education, film, and even politics. Leaders and celebrities quote him, and his words have become part of everyday language. For example, all the world's a stage, meaning life is like a performance, or to be or not to be, exploring the choices we face. Even the phrase "break the ice" comes from one of his plays. That's how powerful his words are. Shakespeare's stories, full of jealousy, power struggles, love, and betrayal, never get old. They're as relevant today as they were centuries ago. He tackled big questions about life, death, good and evil, and his answers, though sometimes sad, always make us think. William Shakespeare didn't just write plays. He created a mirror reflecting the complexities of the human soul. He showed us the best and worst of ourselves. And in doing so, he helped us understand our world and our place in it. Through his words, we laugh, cry, and reflect. We confront our deepest fears and celebrate our greatest joys. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, Shakespeare offers a timeless perspective. His words resonate across centuries, reminding us of our shared humanity. Whether we're experiencing the exhilarating highs or the soul-crushing lows of life, Shakespeare's work serves as a beacon, illuminating the depths of the human spirit. In doing so, he transcends the boundaries of time and place. And that brings us to the end of this episode. What did you find most interesting about Shakespeare's life? Which of his plays or poems has touched you the most? Share your thoughts and let us know. Your comments matter, and we can't wait to hear from you. Before you go, don't forget to give us a thumbs up for more captivating stories of brilliant minds. Thank you for joining us today. Stay curious and keep exploring the world of knowledge. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep discovering. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to like the video and write your opinion in the comments.